that can get you set up and get you going in this. And here we go.
I predict both players going straight to Link to the Past.
They're pretty standard. There's only 2 items you can get right away in Super Metroid, but there's over 20 you can get in Link to the Past.
And one of those Metroid items isn't even in logic.
Oh, Solski is proving us wrong. He's going down. And that's an X-ray scope on the island.
I don't see them picking that up.
Most likely not. But Andy starts with a heart piece in the Link's house. Alright, just got a missile pack to start down here. And he does a tree pull, get some blue rupees.
Yes, thanks to a quirk in the randomizer, when you enter the way Andy did, it arms a tier 3 tree pull.
Yeah. And Solski only found 2 missile packs, so he's done in Super Metroid. He'll be going to Link to the Past now. And the uncle decided to take on Agahnim with a shovel.
While this game doesn't support shovel attacking, I respect his aggression. Unfortunately for Solski, his gamble did not pay off.
Yeah, it won't cost him much time. He's already back into Link to the Past. And Andy, with that shovel, is going to take the south route into Kakariko, check the shovel spot right away, and grab some bombs. Those bushes have a couple chances at a 50-50 chance at a bomb.
An early E-tank for the shovel. Not required, but your first few E-tanks, you definitely want them.
Yeah, actually, technically 3 are required. But, yeah, you'll always take early E-tanks. And I think Andy's digging for a few more bombs.
Well, if he doesn't find any, he can always bomb open the farm hut in Kakariko.
Yeah, no luck for him, so gonna have to help you find some, unless he finds, or you can buy some as well. There is, as you mentioned, also the farm spot. Solski checked the sanctuary quick, and just got a map for his trouble. And he's doing the exact same thing, trying to dig for some bombs. There's bomb money in the back of the tavern.
Well, that's also money that could be used to obtain the bottle item from the vendor.
And yeah, Andy's gonna go for the farm spot.
You know, this way, between the rupees and the well and blind set, this will guarantee him bottle vendor access.
Andy going one more time, he'll finish up with 9 bombs. Plenty for Kakariko and South Shore. And he gets an 8 bomb drop from the rat.
So let's see what Kakariko gives us early on.
There's 20 rupees from the chicken hut. That's just enough so you can check the bottle vendor.
Saves him a bit of routing right there. Our first super missile pack. Right now it does nothing for us, but going into SM and realizing you haven't found any supers is a bad feeling.
We got 5 checks down here, starting with some rupees. More rupees. Oh, there's a spazer.
Since he found it linked to the past, he will have to manually equip it if he wants to use it. Yeah. This prevents a terrible bug where if you found Spazer and Plasma, and they both turned on, it would cause the game to crash.
Yeah, Spazer's one of those, if you see it late, you never pick it up, but early on, you'll take it for the extra firepower. And red boomerang down in Blind's hut, but nothing else really, unless there's something in the back.
Kakariko is not stacked today.
Solski dug up a gold bee. Who put dirt on that poor bee?
Must be one of those infamous underground bees.
Alright, 2 more checks coming up here in the Lost Woods. There's a piece of heart sitting out there.
And he's gonna take it, just give a chance at some early health.
You know, give a shout out to our tracker, Minded Me, who's a little bored because he hasn't had anything to track yet. There's still been nothing to track. We got a red boomerang. That's it.
Well, in the tracker we have, the red boomerang is not supported. As we did have to cut some items to make space due to the sheer quantity of prizes in Link to the Past and Super Metroid.
Yeah. And Andy gonna give us a lumberjack check. And just rupees. So, for the most part, I think our runners are going to be going to South Shore because they've really got nothing else right now. Could also do Saharsala, but that's about it.
And the front of escape. This may be a bomb strat seed.
That is true. Could do the front of escape with bombs. And with the boomerang, it's actually a little easier because you can stun the enemies and then place the bomb. So Andy checking the well, start with some more rupees. This is kind of boring for us too, because we can't even really predict where they're going to go yet. So we've got no indications.
And the itemless magic continues. But maybe Mini Mordorm Cave will break the curse.
We did get a map check at least. Crystals at Eastern and Desert, and a pendant at Hera. Now we're going to see some bombs try to stick out these mini Moldorms. Solski is going to go for the Eastern / Saharsala play, it looks like.
But in Mini Moldorm, the flippers! That's the Morph Ball! Okay, we got some progression going. Power Bombs. Oh yeah, now the Morph Ball is actually good.
Alright. There we go.
There's still a decent chance that Andy will go check Shahazula before he goes into Super Metroid. As ideally, you want to have at least 2 packs of those power bombs.
Meanwhile, Solski's still looking for that elusive first item. I think he's gonna go into Eastern.
We briefly saw the stun prize, which was a blue rupee.
Alright, Andy gonna give us a look at the Ice Rod Cave, which has a missile pack.
Solski plowing ahead into the Eastern Palace.
And I think Andy is taking the message, go to Super Metroid. With only 5 power bombs, he's got to be a little careful, but he does have at least some ammo to get around.
Doing some quick out of logic jumping to get into the gauntlet area. It's especially out of logic because he only has 5 power bombs. This can hinder his ability to get out, but at least he'll be able to see what the prize is.
Well, Solski's got 1 item out of Eastern. There's the big key. Let him check the big chest in logic. Andy through the gauntlet, sees some
50 rupees.
The nice thing about Solski and Eastern is that you really don't need much for weapons here. Pots are generally more than enough for to get you through this. And he's checking the bomb spot. 10 arrows. And Solski does finally find something. He finds a grapple beam.
Oh boy. It unlocks. Well, logically, you can unlock some access to certain things, but it's the only time it's forced for is Shack Tool.
Yeah, I mean, that... Oh, Andy gets a sword.
Alright, first sword.
This
It's actually pretty early for the first sword.
Yeah. Grapple is interesting because, yeah, you can get to wreck ship with that.
It's like the back of Gauntlet is also garbage, just a regular missile back in a reserve tank. Which is like an E-tank, but worse in every way. Speaking of them, Solski just got one.
Yeah, Solski's gonna do his South Shore checks now. He'll get his flippers and morph ball, and we'll see what he elects to do after that. But this is definitely looking like an early Super Metroid seed.
Andy showing off some Muck Ball strats to get this. These items are out of logic, but the Muck Ball is a cool trick.
So far, nothing here that's to worry about with being out of logic. One more item to check.
Ooh, the half magic. Doesn't unlock anything, but it's very nice.
Yeah, very nice pickup there. Alright, and he finds a heart container and a missile pack over here. Oh, Solski's got it. Oh, he's dead.
Many Mortems had it out for Solski.
That is a little
snuck over from the left side.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. It'll cost him about a minute. There is an item.
That's something worth getting.
Solski's gonna get this bush crab to refill his bombs.
And he popping into this room because the Fireflies will drop power bombs, assuming you're not super low on health and you have room for them.
Yeah, with only 5 power bombs, you gotta be very careful with what you do in this. You don't want to accidentally soft lock yourself.
The lamp!
That's a nice item to have, because it lets you light torches and see in dark rooms.
Andy isn't afraid of the dark rooms, but being able to light torches is very valuable. We also get a fairy in a bottle from the Mission Impossible item.
Solski's gonna do some flipper checks. He doesn't have rupees for Agahnim, or not Agahnim. He doesn't have rupees for Zora, but he can check Hobo. He can potentially check the northern area. These are places that Andy did not check.
Could get him a valuable second power bomb pack.
And he got some missiles from the Hobo. Andy farming up a little bit. He's gonna move on now. Gonna go for the wave beam glitch or gate glitch here. Gets an energy tank out of it. So again,
That's all his required energy tanks.
yep. Assuming he finds all of his suits.
True, otherwise he's going to need another 3. Plus enough to do suitless lower Norfair.
So Solski picked up his missiles from Icerod Cave. I gotta believe he's going for Zora right now. He doesn't have... Sometimes runners come out of here, go for this portal for Death Mountain, but he doesn't have Death Mountain access yet. So 3 items here. He won't be able to check Zora unless he gets 350 rupees. And he just ends up with 20 rupees on an energy tank.
Be in a bottle.
And oh, there's a nice pickup. Plasma beam.
Well, rip Spazer. At least for Solski.
Unfortunately for Solski, it's not progression, but it is firepower.
And he's going to head to the X-ray room and charge up his power bomb supply. Now, without grapple, he has no good way of checking the item in here.
That is the one advantage Solski has right now is that grapple beam. It does get him access to a couple locations early. We'll see if he decides to push that at all. And I think he is. I think he's going straight for Rex Shep. remembers to turn his plasma on. More energy for Solski. Or maybe he's not going for X ship. At least not early.
Looks like he's going down to Red Tower. He might be heading straight to that X-ray spot.
There's also some items up here he can check too. Yeah, we're about 20 minutes in. We're really low on progressive items. I mean, Andy's found a sword and a hammer. Solski's found grapple beam. That's the big difference between the two of them right now.
Well, the hammer is important. It doesn't unlock anything by itself right now.
Yeah, we'd either need a we need a mirror or hook shots or a power glove and a moon pearl. Oh, but there's a space jump. That kind of negates some of the usefulness of grapple beam. And he also found ether, which might be needed. We won't know until we find out what Maya and Turtle Rock are.
Blue mail. Well, that's a nice safety for Link to the Past.
Andy's ignoring the Billy Mays room for now. I think that's because he's only got 2 power bombs.
Yeah, he can't do that. You need 3 power bombs if you don't have screw attack. Or regular morph bombs.
Yeah, we got Solski. He's gonna go. Yep, he's going for the X-ray spot. Andy, under Old Mother Brain, finds the single arrow. Alright. This is a spot Andy could not check. And it's just some super missiles. This early though, Solski will grab those.
And you're gonna give the 230 missile room a check. And it's vanilla. Well, now Andy's close to the ship, which will let him refill his power bombs, and he could choose to go check the Red Tower and go to that ship himself. He doesn't have the grapple beam, but I'm sure he can figure out how to get over there. Especially if he finds that space jump.
Yeah, if he goes down to the top of Red Tower, he'll get the space jump, and that might send him to wreck ship. Solski's checking out the spacer spot. Oh, there's some power bombs. Gladly will take those with only 5. Yep, Andy's heading towards the top of Red Tower. Solski going for Kraid.
Even if there's no items down here, you have to kill Kraid no matter what.
Yeah. So coming down here, get Kraid out of the way. Always a good move. Piece of heart, not gonna pick that up. We're 25 minutes in. We're still, I mean, we're starting to get at least a few items, but we still don't have anything that really gives us a solid direction. Unless it's the biggest direction we have, maybe wrecked ship? Well, neither runners elect to go that way yet. And we're gonna see a standing upgrade today.
The rarely seen tree. Unless you're watching me, in which case I always get it.
So Andy got that space jump, but he's going back down Red Tower. And I think I was about to say he's not going to go check X-ray. Or, no, he's not going to check X-ray. Which will work out for him. It was just a super missile pack.
Oh, just a quick way to get past the space hole. Oh,
and there's
Great
a
had fire rod in his secret chamber.
So that is a nice pickup. Again, though, doesn't really unlock anything by itself. Though for Solski, it's good because he hasn't found the lamp yet. So that will let him light torches at least. I'm gonna check the high jump boots area in just a second. Peeks in here to see a piece of heart. And there's another piece of heart.
Another thing is supers. This early on, they're good, especially since we don't have Charger Beam. Until we find Charger Beam, every super pack is worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think Solski at this point is probably going to go up to Death Mountain. There's a couple items he can check up here. Or maybe not. He might do a quick hell dive to check Ice Beam.
He has the E-tanks for it. Oh my gosh, we get 2 stand-up crates today.
Wow, that's a treat. Oh, and Andy's a little off pattern here. He's got... So let's get just enough energy. He's gonna check Crumble Tower. Go in and out really quickly. It was a super pack, but I don't think he has the energy to grab it. He definitely doesn't have the energy. He's got to be careful. And Solski playing with us a little bit there, down to 2 energy.
So now Andy has his fire rod.
Okay, and we've got Solski back in Link to the Past. He's gonna most likely, not gonna save the old man just yet. He's gonna start up top and check the top. Spectacle Rock can check inside as well.
Oh man, is technically out of logic for Solski, but we know where the lamp is.
Oh,
We
there's...
also know where Varia.
That's a nice spot for Varia. Go right back into Norfair. And you're gonna try to jump over this pit. And gets it. So he's pulling it back out the boomerang. I think he's gonna go save the old man quick, and then I gotta believe he's gonna go right back into Super Metroid. Well, Andy's also coming up the mountain. He'll see that various suit, pick it up, and we'll probably save the old. Oh, he's gonna save the old man first. Andy's a good
this works
Samaritan.
This looks like riding wise. We'll just get the Varia suit and jump right down into the Norfair cave.
He cut that pit a little too close. It's a little ironic. Andy with the lamp falls in the pits. Solski without the lamp avoids it.
Now, Solski does need to be careful. The dead rocks and bolt and cabbages could cause an issue, but no, he gets by safely. He turns the old man in.
And Solski does a saving quit. He's not going to Norfair.
He's going back to the wrecked ship.
Yeah, I think this has got to be his wrecked ship play now. And with the various suits, you've got some protection. So, wrecked ship isn't as scary of a play. Not that this is a scary play for these runners.
It'd be scary if he didn't heal first.
We're gonna quick check of the power bomb spot up here.
$300. That's serious Zora money.
And Andy's gonna take that various suit and go into Norfair.
Bubble Mountain, here we come. First he's gonna go check the ice beam and Crumple Tower. Still, this is another set of interesting divergence between the two runners.
Yeah, well, they've both picked up different items. I don't feel like either of them has a really distinct advantage yet. They both have items that the other's eventually going to need. But, yeah, this is a very interesting routing so far. And Solski missed his space jump there, gotta go back around. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Which of these plays is gonna pay off more?
I think right now Andy has a slight lead, but it's very early in the game and that can change. Simply due to his first divergence paying off more.
Yeah, he's got that hammer, which Solski absolutely needs to pick up. We don't know if the ether is needed yet. So I do see Andy having more useful items. But it's like I said, it's still early. I have no idea how the rest of this is going to play out just yet. Oh, there's the bow.
Advantage Andy. That puts Eastern Palace fully clearable. And for that matter, as soon as he can get there, the Palace of Darkness.
Yep. And yeah, Andy's only going to single dip it, while Solski's going to end up double dipping it.
And you know, if we find the Master Sword or Cape soon, this could actually still be an Agaseed.
Yeah, I think we would like to see the Moon Pearl first as well. Just because there's not much you can do in Dark World without it.
That is true, there's only one check you can make.
And Solski has Phantoon down. He's already got 2 Super Metroid bosses down.
Will today be the day that Eggship finally has value post-Phantoon?
Answer a question quick in chat. I believe Solski did get all 3 items in Eastern. And I think Grapple Beam was the only important item. I believe Eastern was a single rupee, grapple, and reserve.
A very convenient E-Tank there for Andy, given his health total.
And these runners are getting nice energy placed all around the game for them. They're going to be very healthy. Solski doing the save here before he goes through these water areas.
So I'm quickly reset out if it's garbage, but Andy gets the high jump boots. They don't unlock anything new since we have space jump, but they're a very nice mobility item, and any experienced Super Metroid runner is happy to see them.
So far, Andy's pulled the bow. Oh, and there's the charge beam.
Okay, Bubble Mountain path is the way to go. We got the bow, we got the high jump, and we got the charge. Again, only one of those is truly required, but the other 2 are very nice. Especially if Andy makes it over to Zora and gets that plasma beam.
I think Andy might be going for Crocomire.
Well, he doesn't want to have to come back here.
Yep, that's true. Going for Crocomire now. Just clear out all of Upper Norfair. Don't have to come back here. Alright, here's the Crocomire fight.
Poor guy is just, sitting here chilling in his room, and we shove him into a lake of acid.
Alright, and Solski just finds a heart container here. So far, I don't think we've seen anything on Wreck Ship. Right, it is a clear that Andy will also have to make at some point. The only question is if there's something down here and Andy were to hold on it.
Well, depending on if Andy finds things, he may just go mode wreck ship.
Yeah, exactly. That could give him an advantage later. There's powder. Unfortunately, Solski will not be able to get to it.
Ooh, that's gonna feel uncomfortable knowing that there's a fetch quest that you've left behind.
The good news there, at least, is if you get Samari and Mushroom, as Andy actually picks up the Master Sword, so there's another item down in Norfair. But if you do get the Mushroom and the Cane, you could bypass powder at least. We'll have to see.
We're now a moon pool away from Agahnim being a solid play. Well, you know, he could just, choose to believe in the Pyramid Ledge moon pool, but I don't think he'll do that without exhausting all other options.
Yeah, it's not really a pleasant play. I think in Legend of Zelda at this point, we only have still. Well, I think we have two options still to check. We haven't seen yet. Sick Kid and Egina.
And a paying of Zora.
It would also pay for Zora. You're right. Yeah.
Andy did a gate glitch trick to each Cockermire by opening the blue gate from behind without having the wave beam.
And that's it for Wreck Ship for Solski. The only interesting thing there was that powder. Beyond that, unfortunately for Solski, that was an empty dip.
And so the curse of no value wrecked ship continues.
Quick question, chat. Andy saved after getting the Master Sword, so he should still have that. We're also kind of running out of spots to check here.
Yes, we have Billy May's room.
We do have Billy May's room. Andy had to skip that. Solski is probably going to do the Brinstar checks that Andy's already done now.
Andy may be thinking front of escape. You can check that, get the items there.
He's got the... Oh, sorry. He's got the bow. I think he's going to go to Eastern. Because Andy has not been to Eastern yet.
That will get him his first crystal and the grapple beam.
Yeah, we do know Eastern, all three items in Eastern. It is a single rupee, the grapple beam, and a reserve tank. But it is required for a crystal, so definitely a good play right now.
Looks like Solski could be making his Brinstar play.
Yeah, we are running low on spots to check, so it's going to be interesting to see which runner goes to check something we haven't seen yet first. Solski picks the missiles, ignores the reserve tank. He's going to get his first...
Wondered how terrible reserve tanks are. And he gets his sword. And if he's taking this route, he will be getting his torch and hammer. So we know that Andy won't find anything special here in Eastern. So after this, he could choose to do Escape, and with the lamp, he might be able to get into the back of Escape, even without having the glove to lift the thing if he finds a key.
Yeah, the back of Escape, he would need to find a key in the first chest in the front. But
Or in the dark crossroom.
Or in the dark crossroom, yep. I've also seen Solski do something too, though, and I think I've seen others runners start to pick it up, and where they'll go downstairs to that first guard, get their key, and then go to the back first. Check those items. They're guaranteed to get the key regardless, to replace that key, and then heads to the front. Andy's gonna pick up his grapple beam.
And goodbye, Edecoons. I don't think we're going to see you for the rest of the game.
Solski took that missed jump because he wanted to hear them just for a little longer. So Solski has his hammer. Now, as Solski goes through here, he does have that Billy Mays room that Andy had to skip because he didn't have enough bombs. That will be interesting to see if he checks. Andy's on his way to Armos Knights. He's already got all 3 items in here, so just going for the crystal.
Well, Solski's going to finish picking up some less valuable items here in Pinkerton Star.
And Andy, quick kill on those Armos Knights. He's got his first crystal. That's our first first Link to the Past boss down at 48 minutes.
Honestly, that's not that unusual for it to take that long.
I mean, at this point, both runners have got stuff that's weighing on their minds. Solski's got to be wondering about that powder. Andy's got to be thinking about the Billy Mays room he had to skip. I'm sure there's other checks as well that they haven't made.
And Andy is making that escape play. Now we'll see if he does the steal the key from the front trick you mentioned earlier.
We're gonna finally see some new items here.
Will this finally be what gives us some idea of what the game wants us to do?
Oh, there's a mirror. That puts all of Eastern Death Mountain in logic.
And with that huge reveal, Andy is just going to go ahead and grab the items down here. Then he'll probably mirror into Dark Crossroom. Though puts 8 items on East Death Mountain launcher. Go, hey, I'm in Bill.
Okay, we're now at a glove away from Dark World access or
We have
an
everything we
Aga
need for Agahnim.
And Andy is here right now. He could do that, but I don't think he will. I think he'll
Given
do
the-
Eastern Death Mountain first.
Yeah, it's 8 items there, plus 2 items in Tower of Pharaoh. It's a pendant, but it's still 2 items.
I think Solski's trying to do a logic break to get to that waterway. I don't think he did, though.
He may have been in there to farm his power bombs back up. The
Oh,
catacombs.
yeah, good points. That's what he was doing. And I'm going to answer a quick question in chat. We are using version 29 in the crossover randomizer. So the current bug of version 30 with swords not being counted as progression is not in this. So yes, this Aga would be in logic. Just red mail, so we're locked out of the back.
We got 10 big checks coming up here on East Death Mountain.
Yeah, that is assuming Andy decides to do all of Hera. If Hera is locked behind the basement, he might dip out pretty quick. We'll see what he does. He gives us our map check. I see red crystals and Mire and Turtle Rock, pendants at Pod and Thieves Town, with Thieves Town being green.
That makes a lucrative dungeon even better. As opposed to, in terms of items. A pod pendant is pretty chorly because there's a lot of items in pod.
Well, there's the big key, so we don't have to do the basement yet. And we got the Billy Mays room, which will not cost Andy. Just an arrow upgrade and missiles. So we still have 2 items in here. One might be in the basement. We'll see if we find it. We got 3 checks up here first before we'd have to go down there.
Well, there's the key. Andy going for a tricky bomb jump to save a few seconds. Pulls it off. Ooh, Tempered Sword. Tower of Hera is worth.
Now that Tempered Sword is interesting because, as Chad was mentioning earlier, the Master Sword Andy picked up was technically not in logic. But with that sword, that means that the Master Sword is now in logic. It's just a little quirk to remember if you're rooting for Agahnim. There's a quick Moldorm kill for Andy. And there's a second item, so no basement trip today.
That sword, it's not technically progression, but Tempered Sword just makes Link to the Past so much faster that the tower was completely worth. Plus, there's still the possibility of a bed seat. Which I know everyone in chat is rooting for.
Right, Andy's heading to East Death Mountain. 8 items over here. Plus you can look on the island, see what's up there. A reserve tank that will never get picked up. So at this point, we're looking for a glove for Dark World access.
Arguing against it, depending on whether or not you want Aga 1.
And yes, just to answer chat quick, with the pendant alignment we've got, yes, the pedestal is in logic.
No, we need access to Thieves Town.
Which we would have through Agahnim.
No, you can't get to West Death.
Oh, you're
Dark
right.
World.
You're right. We need the hook shot to get. No, we can get to the. No, you're right. Never mind. We don't have Titansmith. Yeah, we don't have access to that just yet.
Now, with that money Andy just picked up, the King's Oar becomes a much more interesting play to make, because if all Andy knows, Flippercheck could be holding a glove that stops him from needing to fight Agahnim. Yes, with the current item layout, Titans can be unpaired, amused Joker.
Well, we got one more check here. Spiral Cave, Super Missiles. So at this point, let's see what Andy does. Because at this point, I think he's really down to single checks.
And he has the Flipper sequence, which for him is 5 items.
Oh, you're right.
4 of them.
He has not done Flipper.
The way he's pushing at the screen.
Well, Solski's going to grab his bow. Going to get a lot of the value that Andy already found here in Norfair.
And Andy's going to get that plasma value, as well as our first look at the King's Oar item.
And that's another item. That's item Solski skipped, because he did not have rupees.
Yes, the person in the chat asking about the single arrow, it was below Mother Brain.
Alright. Andy going into the Waterfall Cave, which I believe had an energy tank and 20 rupees. Alright. So Andy's going to see the plasma. He'll pick that up. And we'll also get this payment to Zora. Item we have not seen yet.
Alright, so what do you think we're going to get? A life lesson?
Nah, I think we're going to get this a little disappointed. It's going to be the glove right here. No, it was bombs.
I mean, he wasn't full on bombs, so I guess it's better than getting a big 20.
So, I mean, at this point, for Andy, like it's all single checks unless he's going back to Super Metroid.
He's doing next ship.
Oh yeah, you're right. He has not done Wreck Ship. He's gonna do Wreck Ship. Gonna get just as disappointed as Solski was. I was gonna say, if you were to make the Agahnim play at this point, it's not a bad play because you could go right into Pod afterwards, as well as Hype Cave. You got 5 items in Hype Cave plus a full pod you can check.
And the first half of Swamp.
Yeah, the first half of Swamp would be also open, so it's not necessarily a bad idea at this point. Especially,
It is the play that I personally would make, but that's because I don't believe in Wreck Ship.
I see a lot of chat calling it Solski's way behind. You gotta remember, Andy's about to spend a lot of time in Wrecked Ship. So Solski is going to make some of that time back right now.
So Solski's going to be doing Crocomire. He's going to get his Master Sword.
Yeah, and this is going to be a fast Crocomire kill for Solski. Andy had to do more of a standard strat with Charged Plasma. It's one shot and Croc's down.
Yep, in general, enemy bosses that are in the game before Vanilla Plasma don't react well to it.
Solski's going to grab his Master Sword as Andy is in his Croc fight. Andy did not equip the Plasma Beam just yet.
Well, if he wants to shoot the blue flames in this fight, I believe the Spazer is actually more helpful given the wider area.
And that's a good point.
The incredibly rare situation where Spazer is better than Plasma.
Now look at these health on these runners. 8 energy tanks an hour in. Plus some reserves.
And he just misses getting that super on Phantoon. And there we go.
Now Solski grabs that energy tank. He didn't save before coming down here though, so he's gonna have to go back out. It'll cost him a little time.
However, it is worth... Chad is talking about back escape. It is worth pointing out that Solski could steal the key from front to get back there and then get the key, so... If the Titans mix are in the back of escape, that could potentially save Solski in Aga fight.
Yeah, and it's a play I've seen Solski do several times. So it would not surprise me at all to see him do that. Well, technically not in logic. It's definitely a very interesting play to make, especially if he grabs that first key, gets that mirror, and then mirrors right back to the front.
The Moon Pearl isn't in logic right now. It assumes you use your keys in the silly ways.
You're right, actually, yeah. The Moon Pearl is technically not in logic until we can get to the back of escape.
I could just be pointing at a pyramid ledge glove. And we're seeing Solski do some out-of-logic maneuvering here, getting to lower Norfair without access to Maya or the gravity suit.
Yeah, that's a good question, chat. The logic assumes that you make the worst possible decisions when using your keys.
Like if you're actively trying to find ways to soft-lock yourself. If the key wasn't cost, then yes, the back of escape would be in logic. You do bring up an interesting point, Hitaka. You would have to speak with the programmers of the Rando to get a clearer answer.
Solski's checking Golden Chorizo. So these checks are out of logic.
But he does have the space jump.
Does have space jump, he does have charged plasma, so this will not be a hard fight. And he'll be able to get into Meyer, which won't actually do him much unless he does the Super Bunny glitch to get into the Meyer shed. Solski gets the Golden Chorizos lined up properly, now just gotta charge shots into him until it's done. Unfortunately, so far for Solski, nothing from this lower Norfair dip. And he sees the powder that's going to weigh on his mind for a while.
Now, it is worth pointing out if they find the red cane and the mushroom, they can always bake powder.
And Solski's going to continue in lower Norfair. He's going for Ridley.
He has the ammo and health, so why not? You're already here.
I guess so. So all of this is out of logic, but if he finds a glove, he skips Aga.
Once again, for the people in chat debating about the logic of the key stealing in the Hyrule Escape, you'd have to ask the developers themselves how exactly they figured that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works, but I've heard that before, that if you can't get to the back of Escape with the gloves, or unless there's a key in one of those first two chests, then the back two chests in the front are locked until you can.
Now the mirror being that front chest is still in logic, so we still have a logical Master Sword.
Andy is done in Rick's ship. Let's see what his next move is.
Now we could be thinking that logically there's a way to get that moon pill So you might decide to try some one-off checks. You also may decide to just pull the trigger on Agahnim and get the large quantity of checks in the Dark World.
Yeah. Actually, we got an answer in chat from Sakura on how the logic works. Basically, until you can get, unless the small key is one of the first two chests, the game is assuming you can't get to both the back of Escape and to Zelda's Cell.
Andy is checking a one-off he skipped earlier. Oh, he's going to check the item in Telia Shaft. Looked like he was heading towards Billy Mays, but I expect he'll check that as well. You can't get this item, but at least he'll know what it is.
Oh, it's Morph Ball bombs.
Well, we don't really need this.
Yeah, I don't expect them to come back, or at least Andy not to come back for those. You know, Solski, he's down on energy. He's got to be careful. And he doesn't have the power bombs for a Crystal Flash.
He made it to the farm room, though. So you can just sit back here, farm up as much health as he wants before Ridley, and then take on the dragon.
At this point, what do we still need in Super Metroid? We need gravity, obviously. Do we also need, I think, Ice Beam or Speed Booster, technically?
No, with Space Jump, I don't think so. We have enough power bomb packs to kill the Metroids and Turian. We have charge beams, so all ammo considerations are met.
Okay, I think Solsti's stream just froze for a second. I was wondering why Ridley wasn't appearing.
You can always get past Phantoon by using the portal in the Dark World.
And it looks like he's going back its Link to the Past.
Now, does he check the one-offs he has, or does he just pull the Agahnim trigger? Because logically, we know that one of these one-offs has to pay off.
I think Andy's he's pulling the trigger. He's going for Aga. At this point, he knows there's so many items behind Aga that he can get to. He's just going for it.
Although we do know it is not an Agahnim seed acquired.
Alright, looks like I got Solski back. Unfortunately, we didn't see the item he picked up. You know, with Andy with his loadout, he's in pretty good shape to get through this pretty quick. The only thing you would love to have this is the boots, but he's got more than enough to make a quick trip. Yep.
Glove could be on Pyramid, but that would mean that the other glove is accessible somewhere. Because we know there has to be a path to Glove before the Dark World. So either the sick kid or Agahnim cave will either have a glove or something that will lead to a glove.
Well, there could be... The glove could be in the pyramid.
Yes,
The glove's
absolutely. If the glove is on the pyramid, then Annie is making the most awesome play.
Yeah. Because if glove's on the pyramid, then Agahnim was probably required. Yeah, Solski making a few more checks down here. Energy tank, he's at 9. He's not picking that up.
Only don't I need one energy tanks to 9 as if you were doing Hellgun though in Norfair.
There's a blue boomerang. Oh, he is going to go pick up the energy tank.
You may want the heal.
That's a good point. He is a little low on energy. He's almost out, but we do have key hunters get past. Which I believe will do 100 damage to him right now.
So, just an interesting tidbit. In normal Link to the Past Randomizer, both players' Aghanims would have the same pattern. That is one of the things that had to be sacrificed for this combo, Rando. So Agahnim could give Andy 6 blue balls and Solski 0. Speaking of blue balls, we're up to 2.
Right. One more check for Solski down here. The mushroom!
Well, that's half fake powder. That is blue ball number 3 for Andy.
I will say the runners should know at least there's nothing on Magic Bat until they get the speed booster.
4 blue balls. 5 blue balls. This is not a very kind Agahnim. That may have been number 6. I could have missed one. But Agahnim is down. Let's see if we have the Pyramid Glove Dream.
Nope, that is not a glove.
So Cicada Agahnim has value.
Let's see if we notice anything on Solski's side. See if we can figure out what he picked up. But he's finally gonna go for the front of escape.
8.
Meanwhile, Andy's giving us our check on Hype Cave. There's rupees, super missiles, piece of heart, and super missiles. Alright. Solski coming down here. Let's see if he does this trick where he'll steal the key. He is not.
He's going to get his moon pearl. Now, the question is, will he decide to check the one-offs first?
I mean, even though Agahnim might not have been required, those one-offs are kind of so far out of the way that you might have just... It might be the same amount of time to check the one-offs as it is to just go through Agahnim.
Well, the Sick Kid one-off could still be required if that's your access to West Death World. Key steal works by taking the key that blue guard drops in the first basement level of Escape and going right back up through the sewers to use the key over there instead. Yeah, shovel spot was checked. The uncle gave us the shovel.
And that is it for what we can check over here. Andy could mirror and check Sick Kid quick, though. And looks like that's what he's going to do. Alright, what does Sick Kid have? There's our power glove.
Well, that's our West Death World access.
So, if Solski goes to Sick Kid before Agahnim, he'll avoid that.
Yes, due to any of you stars, we did not have to do Agahnim.
But Andy's coming out, he's going on the Village of Outcasts. And I guess we mentioned earlier, at this point, Pedestal is in logic, and we still need a lot of items. So I'm not even going to call what that could be. So let's just...
There's entirely too many items it could be.
Let's just note it's in logic, and if they pull it, we'll find out. Solski's climbing Hera. He hasn't been to East Death Mountain yet either. He'll get his Tempered Sword up here.
So Andy is going to go ahead and... At minimum, he's going to check the first part of this, Thieves Town. But there's a reasonable chance he does all of it for the green pendant.
So at this point, looking at our crystal dungeons, we need either the flute or the book to get into deserts. We might need the boots to finish it. We need the hookshot for swamp.
We do not need to get into the desert. We can get there through Norfair.
Okay, yeah. Gravity suit would also do it then. We actually could full clear Skull Woods right now. We do have the fire rod for that.
Yes, but we do need the hookshot. We need the ice rod. We need the red cane.
We
might need some more medallions.
We'll need bombos for sure. We might need Quake.
Oh, Jordorm hit, strikes, and Solski falls down.
And answer a quick question, chat. Lava Dive is not required in this version. That was a sequence break by Solski.
Now, if you play in hard logic requirements, it can be necessary. And for the record, hard logic only affects the Super Metroid logic.
Well, Solski took down Moldorm, threw a bomb at Moldorm as well as he was exploding for extra effect. I don't think Solski is happy with this seed so far. I can't imagine either of these runners really are. This has been a pretty withholding seed.
Well, Andy seeing that glove there might be, worried a little bit, because he could be thinking that Solski could have grabbed that glove earlier, and not had to do Aga.
Yeah, I mean, the one nice thing, at least for Andy, he'd know, is that there were no bottles in Kakariko. I don't even remember where our bottles were at this point.
Super Metroid.
But yeah, it's pretty likely Solski did not have bottles when he did his first trip into Kakariko. At least Andy would know that much. I think Andy's been counting his items because he's not opening any more chests. Alright, here's the blind fight for Andy. Very scripted fight as long as you do it the exact same way. And Andy is very well versed in this script. And Andy's got his green pendants. It's 3 dungeons down, only 1 crystal so far. Solski's done in East Death Mountain. Let's see what he does next. This might be an Aga play. Nope, not quite yet. He's going towards Agahnim.
Well, this points to him doing the one-off checks. But if he's doing this one, that's removing a lot of the advantage he could have gained by doing Sick Kid first.
Unless Agahnim by chance has our other club. Which if it does...
is technically possible.
If it does, my mind's blown. He's gonna look at the ledge quick, too. Just some supers. Well, Andy is gonna take his fire rod and clear out Skull Woods.
He's saving the front section for last because he could always get the items he needs in the sections he's forced to walk through. So there are only 2 items in Skull Woods.
Alright, Aggie, now what do you have? What?
Oh, your mind's blown.
What the? So, either Sick Kid or Agahnim gets you to Dark World.
There's some made-up time for Solski right there, I guess.
Yeah, my mind's blown right now. I can't comprehend that. Okay, so going back to this, Andy's almost at Mothula. Let's see where Solski goes. He might go for Pod. He's gonna do pyramid first, which just had a heart container. And he's on his Mothula fight.
Takes that Mothula pretty quickly. Gets the big key, which is basically a fetch quest.
Alright, so we got Andy going back through Skullwood. Solski, no, Solski's not going to pod yet. He's gonna go check Catfish. And he has rupees, so he'll also check Zora while he's up here. Oh, he's at the mushroom. He's gonna check the mushroom as well.
Coming in his mushroom. This will prevent him from doing fake powder. This could hurt him.
You know, but at least he also knows that if he doesn't find Speed Booster, then the powder's not in logic anyway.
Yes, Fiction 0001. Ice is in logic. And
there-
he gets the boots.
There's the boots, yep. That's a nice find in Skullwoods.
Nothing on the Cape Ledge. But we have some Bogox to check, King's Tomb, and a back of escape, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we have all that to check right now. So, with what Andy's got, we still don't really have much else for dungeons and Link to the Past we can full clear. If he were to go to Agahnim, he could do Ice Palace. Technically, also might not all be in logic because of Kane and Hookshot. Oh, Solski reset. That was interesting. I don't recall what last time he saved.
There's the other half of fake powder.
All right, that was a nice find by Andy.
Yeah, that's a location that a lot of runners put off for quite some time, just because it's so out of the way.
And there's
Hey, not nice item.
Okay, that makes Swamp Palace fully clearable. Not an ideal check, but it is 6 items in a crystal dungeon, so looks pretty nice right now.
And Andy is not heading to back for escape immediately. He is heading to the Catfish.
Okay, that's right. Solski must have saved last right after he got those power gloves. Meanwhile, Solski's gonna go to the back of escape. Ooh, there's an ice beam.
Nice. It's not a required item, but it is nice. It will make his beam more powerful.
Yeah, Andy is gonna go for Swamp Palace. And if Solski goes to check Sick Kid, he'll get Titan's Mitts. I think that's exactly where he's gonna go. Yep.
Titans for Solski. Which gets him access to Dark Death Mountain, if he desires. And Ice Palace, everyone's favorite.
Yeah. I think he'll do Skullwoods first because he knows he can full clear that right now. Yeah.
Well, if he does Skullwoods first and then moves south towards Thieves Town area, he may miss out on seeing that cane for quite some time.
Yeah, that cane is in a really interesting spot. We've got a lot of items in the seed that have been in just spots that people hate to check. I mean, a glove at Sick Kid, another glove at Agahnim, cane at the Graveyard Ledge. Yeah. All right. Let's see. We got Solski going back towards Mothula. He's doing the same thing that Andy did. Going to kill Mothula first, then clear out the fronts. Both items were in the front.
Yes, but this is a very common strategy. If you come into Skullwoods with the ability to clear it.
Yeah, exactly. You take out Mothula since you can do it anyway. Assuming it's a crystal, it's always generally a good idea to take Mothula out first.
We knew the Sick Kid had the admits because we saw Andy check Sick Kid earlier.
Yeah, this is, in terms of glove placement, this is going to be a seed that is remembered for a long time.
Pelliculax, the gloves are progressive, so whichever one you find first is regular gloves, and the second one will be Titan's mitts.
Solski's got his second crystal. Still has to go back in to check the front, get his boots. Alright, Andy's doing left side. Let's see if this pays off for him. Yep.
Oh, we got the fetch quest big key.
And the book!
The book might lead him to Agahnim because after this he can just pop over to the Bombos tablet, activate that, and then from there, Agahnim. So this could put the Titans back in Andy's path.
And with
That's
the
honestly probably the best thing you can find in here.
Yeah, and with the boots, he knows he can full clear desert, so he's going there next. Probably via the Bombos tablet. Now, technically, that book might not be required. Depends on what our other access to desert looks like. But it's a good find for him because of where it'll send him. Solski's going to give us a hover. Nice little quick hover there.
And there's always just the possibility that one of the tablet items is required.
Now, Andy is going to Argus. Solski, we'll see if he goes to Graveyard Ledge. If he does, he'll get his Cane of Samaria, which will most likely lead him to fake powder pretty quickly. But he's going to see if Agahnim is required, which it's not. So let's see if Solski goes to Graveyard Ledge.
He's certainly heading in that direction. Well, Andy gets some more power bombs off of Argus. Always welcome.
And that is Crystal 3 for Andy. And yep, he's going to do exactly what I said. He's going to go to Bombo's Tablet and then go to Desert. And, okay, Solsti's going back to his portal. And there's the cape.
Okay. We know Bumper Ledge isn't needed, so...
Yeah, it technically will put some stuff in logic, but not really required. Andy's going into Desert. Solski's about to pick up his Cane of Samaria.
Let's hope Andy remembers to hit Agahnim Cave before he leaves the area.
And I think one of the first things on Solski's mind after that is he's going to check that fake powder. He wants to know if...
Well, first he's going to get his hook shot out of King's Tomb.
Oh yeah, he's going to get that first. Well, boots were not required for Desert today. And Solski, is he going to go to Dip Swamp right away? It looks like it. So the biggest thing that Andy found in Swamp was the book. I don't think he found anything else. There's silvers in Desert.
I'll make Ganon easier.
And that's both items in Desert. Silvers and 50 rupees.
But it's Crystal Dungeon, so Andy's gonna go collect that crystal.
So yeah, so looking at what we still need, we know where the Titan's mitts are for Andy. If he goes to Agahnim, he'll get that. And
Ice Rod and Gravity.
Yep, he'll need Ice Rod, he'll need Gravity. Yeah, we're like 3 items from Go Mode at this point. Well, Andy would be 3 items from Go Mode. Of course, the one wonderful thing about Ice Rod is it could be anywhere. Actually, no, we also need Bombos. I forgot about that.
And we may need Quake. Beyond this, Metroid can also be pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, they're only a little nicer because they can't be in the dungeon that they lock. Here we go with Land Molas with Fire Rod and half magic. Or, never mind, he's just used silvers. Even better.
Yep. 3 quick silvers, and a crystal is his. Along with a compass. Now he can find the land molas.
Now, the question is, will he go and check Agahnim? He's right there.
It would be severely... That would be a severe setback if he does not.
And he's going there. He is...
I'm real puzzled.
I'm going to be very curious to ask him his thoughts, both him and Solski, the thoughts on the gloves once this race is over. I think you could sense his puzzlement. He took an extra little second to do his menu there. Yeah, you gotta. If you're in Andy's shoes at this point, you gotta be thinking, I did Agahnim for nothing.
He has access to that portal if he wants it.
That's true. If he does want to do Big Bomb at some point, that's a little easier to get there now. Well, we're also going to find out what we fully need for Go Mode, as Andy's going to give us a look at the Turtle Rock Medallion requirement. And
Also, bombos.
okay.
We got 6 items up here on Dark Death Mountain.
And there's the key that's under the doormat.
Convenient. Except we don't have the ice rod.
But it's got to be tempting. Do you dip Turtle Rock right now? You can clear all of it except Trinex. At this point, we're just looking for that gravity suits and the ice rod. And if they find ice rod first, there's going to be some interesting decisions to make.
And there are ways to clear Dragon without a gravity suit.
Well, if you're these runners, you kind of don't want to see gravity until Go Mode. You know, Solski knows there's still 2 items in here. He's going back in. So, at this point, Ice is fully clearable, Mire is fully clearable, Turtle Rock, we need the Ice Rod for.
Looks like Andy is going to go ahead and make the dive into Turtle Rock. If he finds Ice Rod in here, this could be big.
Oops.
The dangers of slashing your sword in this room.
Yeah.
It's happened to everybody.
Yeah, it's actually better to, if you're moving, to just take the damage, then slash your sword and fall in the pit.
Or use something else, like a hook shot or something to kill him. And he's low health. He's going to use some cape dashing strats. Oh, the butter sword. It's a little helpful. It's actually a little helpful in this particular dungeon. It'll make Trimax fight faster, assuming we find an ice rod, of course. But overall, it's nowhere near as good as getting tempered.
So Solski's gonna have one more item to check in here. Just the big chest. And then I have a feeling he's gonna make the same play that Andy did and go to desert next. Yep, going to desert via the Bombos tablet.
So he'll get his cape. And silver arrows.
Yep, Andy down to 2 hearts. Gotta be a little careful.
I believe he still has his fairy in a bottle.
Oh yeah, you're right. They did pick up a fairy in a bottle at one point. It's still kind of interesting to see how this race is going. It's hard to tell really who has the advantage right now. Because
if Andy gets Ice Rod in here, he has the advantage. Otherwise, he spent a lot of time.
yeah, I mean the thing is, while Andy's cleared more Link to the Past bosses, Solski's already taken care of Lower Norfair. So Andy still has to go do that.
The other cane.
And of course, we still have to find a couple more items too, and that's going to depend on where those get placed. Biggest thing we still need for Super Metroid is the gravity suit.
The Cane of Burner causes a sparkling ball to swirl around your character, and you become impervious to damage. To answer your question in chat. Alright, so we got 3 more chances for Ice-Rod to be in here because we know a small key is on Laser Bridge.
One heart for Andy. He's doing Laser Bridge. He might... Nope, he's just going to do the skips. There's the net. 1 item left here beyond the key. There's the key. And that's a 10 bomb upgrade. It's not here.
That is unfortunate for him.
Now, he went to the pyramid. Is he going to do a pod dip?
I would suspect Ice Palace.
No, he would have gone back to Light World if he was going to Ice. He's going for pod.
Remember, since he killed Agahnim, he restarts at the pyramid if he saves and quits in the Dark World.
So this is an interesting play. He also has Yeah, he has the green pendant he could have turned in, which he didn't. Yeah, I mean, this is 5 items in Pendant Pod versus 3 in Crystal Ice. So this is interesting. Well, Solski's done in Desert. What's his next play? He might be going for Ice. He's going for Ice.
Continues.
So, potentially big moment in the seed right now. Pod versus Ice, which pays off? Now, this isn't version 30 of the Link to the Past randomizer, so there's no hints in here. And Andy's just going to hover. He's not going to bother with the bow side. Nope, he gave it 1 shot.
That is an especially tricky hover to do.
Alright.
Vanilla big key.
Yeah, Chat might be bringing up an interesting point here. Andy might be dipping this because of those glove placements. Not sure. It's definitely probably weighing on his mind where those gloves were.
Let's see. Well, he checks pod. So far, the one item we've gotten is 10 arrows, but we have 4 to go, plus the last pendant.
That was a nice little tech by Andy there to hit that switch.
Solski is attempting some bomb jump strategies. He better be careful, else he's going to be using that fairy.
He might just, yeah, oh, he's got a red potion too. And that was a super pack. And a heart container, so that's 2 more items out of here. I mean, at this point with Andy, we got 2 pendants already. You might as well finish this, either way.
Yeah, at this point you grab the last pendant, I say. So, if we don't find another key down here, then Harmless Hellway is key for a key. It's still probably the fastest way to Helm's Arcane.
Oh, I say that Solski just found the ice rod in Ice Palace.
Ooh. That is unfortunate for Andy.
Well, not necessarily just yet. I think there is an item on Helmasaur. He's going for it. We also have that pendant. Yeah, at this point, what we still need gravity suits.
At least I'd really like to have it. I don't know if Andy does Suitless Dragon.
That is a possibility. There is the possibility of doing Suitless Dragon, but I've seen runners... I'll be honest, I've seen a couple races in this tournament where a runner attempted to do Gravity Suitless Meridia, and it cost them the race. So it's definitely a risk. And yeah, I'm not saying these runners can't do it. I'm just saying it's a long time sink to do it, and if you, depending on where your opponent is, it's a tough one to go for. But here's Andy on Helmasaur King. Alright, Helmasaur is down. And okay, Andy already got the other items. That's 3 pendants. He hasn't. Oh, there's gravity.
Ice Palace was the play, so we are in no mode since Solski still hasn't found that Bondo's hiding outside of Turtle Rock.
And this race just got really close.
If Solski decides to start checking Meridia for Bomb rather than right outside Turtle Rock, then Andy can catch up, but I think Solski has taken the lead.
Yeah. If Andy goes straight to Ice Palace after this, I think this race is pretty much too close to call.
Oh, excellent cold stare on Solski's. Excellent corralling.
At this point, Solski still has to go back through Lower Norfair to get to Meyer, which he doesn't know. No, he knows the Medallion for, so he's not going to do that until he gets Bombos. Yeah, Andy's going to go pull the pedestal, which we know is nothing required.
And if it's flute, it'll still help him get to Lower Norfair faster, I guess.
And Solski's climbing Death Mountain. He's going to get that Bombos.
He has avoided the Meridia trap. And Andy has pulled the sacred 50 rupees.
Now, if he goes right to Ice, this is still a very close race. And it looks like he's going to do that. So, Solski is most likely gonna hit Go Mode first. Andy will not be too far behind him. Both will have to do Meyer and Turtle Rock. Solski will also have to go back and clear Eastern out. But Andy has to still do Lower Norfair.
Yes. Now he can combo that Lower Norfair with his getting to Meyer.
So, Solski doing this quick. If he goes straight to Super Bunny after this, which he will, he'll get his Bombos there. Andy will also have a sword advantage with that gold sword. Though actually, no, Solski will probably pick that up, because that was in Turtle Rock, and it's pretty much on the way. So, Solski will get that. And that is Go Mode for Solski.
We have reached Go Mode.
And one thing for Andy, too, I think, is he doesn't know what Meyer is yet.
And Andy opts to hover across instead of doing a bomb dump. By pleasing his many hovering fans. saw it was inside Ice Palace. Andy will be seeing it very soon.
Ice Rod, I think, is coming up pretty quick. And then, yep, there it is. And then Gravity Suit is right below Andy. And he just needs to get the big key to open the chest. Like I was about to say, is he gonna go mode this? No, he's not.
Now he just hovers across the hole to save a bit of time.
Yeah, at this point, it really is too close to call. I don't think we're gonna know who's ahead until these runners are headed for Mother Brain. Assuming they clear.
Solski has a small advantage.
I mean, of course, it's also assuming they clear these in the same order. Which I think most runners do. Most runners do Ganon before Mother Brain. Yeah, Solski is at 6 hearts, but with Red Mail, I don't think that's a big concern for him.
There's the big key for Andy.
That is actually another interesting note that chat just brought up. Solski has Ice Beam, Andy does not. Ice Beam was in the back of Escape. So that is going to play a difference into their remaining fights as well.
And Andy is now in go mode, having picked up that gravity suit.
Unfortunately, the big thing that hurt Andy, it wasn't even the Aga play that really hurt him the most. It was dipping all the Pendant dungeons, where Solski skipped Thieves Town and Pod, which both didn't have anything.
It is true, Andy does not know he's in go mode, but he is. And he has an even faster cold stare fight on account of that butter sword.
Yeah. At this point, if you're Andy, you're gonna go do Ridley right now and combo that with Meyer. Or you're at least gonna, in your mind, you're at least gonna check to see if you can do Meyer. If you can't, you still have 3 checks you can do in that area. And with the 2 medallions you've got, you know 67% chance you're in go mode. Or maybe he just goes to do his Dragon first.
He's already here in the Dark World, you might as well smash it. He actually is going to pick up that X-ray. He's going to microwave Dragon.
It's an interesting call. But if it saves him some time, it's definitely a good one. Solski's got Trinex down. He needs to go back down. He has to go finish Eastern, go back to Lower Norfair to get to Meyer, and then he can go to GT. He also has to kill Dragon at some point too. Oh, Andy went a little too fast. So yeah, Solski came back up to Death Mountain. He's gonna go to Lower Norfair to get to Meyer.
To answer your question, Pyrolite, a lot of the time people don't necessarily have Charge Beam or a full beam combo before going into before finishing the game. When Ganon's Tower, while it can't have Charge, it can have Wave, Ice, or Plasma, or Ammunition, which can make the Mother Brain fight go smoother. And if you do Ganon's Tower, you might as well go ahead and kill Ganon, since it takes you right to his hole.
And Andy's activated his microwave. Still a little raw. Now it's cooked. So that's Dragon down for Andy, heading back to Link to the Past now. So, next up for Andy, he's likely going to go back to Lower Norfair. And he'll combo Meyer and Ridley while he's down there.
Yep, here comes the Lightwall transition. They've quit to Death Mountain.
Well, Andy's just in the Lower Norfair, or Upper Norfair. He'll be heading towards Lower Norfair. Yeah, it does, as we're going, it does look like Solski has that advantage, as you were mentioning earlier. But it also could easily be a left versus right decision that either gains or loses time.
Ganon's Tower could be true. A difference in Ganon Tower routing could make up some of this difference.
And even though Solski's should be fine at 6 hearts red mail, some things still do hurt, so Solski's more than good enough to get through it, but he still has to be a little careful.
Well, I believe he still has his safety fairies, so it's really like 12 hearts.
Yeah, you see, like, right now he's using the cape here because he doesn't want to lose that health. Well, Andy is entering Lower Norfair. He knows he needs nothing down here. He can just go straight to the minor area and then Ridley. So he'll get through Lower Norfair a little faster than Solski did.
Yes. But will it be enough?
You know, on Solski side, we see this is not a God Mire. You have to. It was not in one of the first two chests. Now Andy is heading into the mire area. He's about to find that he's in go mode.
Solski is opting to hope for anything but the cutscene chest. Can't blame him.
Or
what is Andy checking for in here?
Yeah, this is a little strange. He might be hoping to find Ice Beam. We know that Ice Beam is in the back of Escape.
Well, we have avoided the cutscene chest in Mire. No, we never did pick up the Super Metroid regular bombs. They unlock in Speed Booster. Ice Beam was in the back of Escape.
Solsti's about to do his Vitreous fight. With silver arrows, this is a pretty trivial fight.
Yep. The only enemy outside of Ganon that takes damage from them and can still acquire more than one. Vitreous has that much health, it takes 2 silvers.
And that is Mire done for Solski. He needs to next go to Eastern, and he also has to take down Dragon at some point.
That is correct. And he is also doing the cutscene skip, which, as we know, pays off.
And Solski is running towards Eastern. Yeah, I think Andy is he's hoping to find that Ice Beam. He is at 1 heart, but I think he also has his fairy as well. That was close.
Ice Beam is significant time save due to how much faster it lets you kill the Metroids rather than waiting 3 power per set.
Alright, Solski is almost to the Armos Knights. Meanwhile, Andy is almost at Vitreous. Vitreous going down really quickly for Andy. Solski is going to take down this Almost Knights just as quickly. And that will be Solski's 7th crystal. Let's see. He's likely going to go to GT, but let's see if he decides maybe he wants to do Dragon first. But most likely he's going to head to GT. Because he can... Yeah, it'll save him a Dark World transition. He's going to do GT first.
Yeah. Alright. What is your personal guess for the big key?
I usually go with 15. Which is the vanilla spot on most people's routing, but we'll see. And he's done in Meyer, he's going
7. For no good reason.
Well, Andy is done with Meyer. He is going for Ridley. He doesn't need to check anything, but he might if he really wants that Ice Beam. It's also important to remember this is just game 1 of 3 between these two. Regardless of what happens in this game, there will be a game 2 between them tomorrow at the same time. And so, regardless of who wins this one of these runners will have a chance to take the series and advance to the championship. The other will have a chance to even out the series and move it to a game 3.
If a game 3 is needed, it will be scheduled. Right now, however, it is scheduled.
Solski is into GT. Gonna start on the right. And there it is, just one. And a small key.
Wow.
Okay.
The Super Tower. That takes away any chance Andy had of getting a lead through tower routing.
Yep.
Congratulations to Merc249.
And Soul's going back in there because he needed a few more arrows. He could have also picked them up after Land Molus 2, but this also gives him some arrows to use in the gauntlet if he chooses to. Well, Andy is unloading supers into Ridley. And Ridley's down for Andy. And Solski is just blazing through this gauntlet. 6 hearts, no worries. So yeah, for those who kind of joined late and are wondering what where Andy is, why seems to be most likely he is behind. The big difference in this seed at this point has been that Andy did Agahnim 1, thinking that was his access to Dark Worlds, and B, he also focused on the Pendant dungeons, which, looking back, none of the Pendant dungeons had any progression required in them. And that's basically where the difference in this seed has come. Andy had actually a pretty good advantage earlier, but it kind of got evaporated with all of these, with everything that happened in this seed.
Between Aga and 2 Pendant dungeons that didn't pay off.
Also, that TR dip as well that he didn't need to do. It just all added up for Andy in the end. None of it was bad moves by any means. It just didn't pay off. That's all that it came down to. But we're still not done yet. You never know what could happen in these last few rooms. Solski did a fake powder glitch there to refill his health. And looks like he's going to try to hover the gap.
And he succeeds.
Andy is out of Lower Norfair. He just needs to climb, clear GT, and then he is on his way.
I'll have to
he has to clear. Yep, Turtle Rock to GT. Solski is meanwhile on Aga 2. Yeah, those Agahnim stayed pretty close together at the end there, and making it a little easier to get some double hits. Okay. Here Solski is going into the Ganon fight as Andy heads into Turtle Rock.
But a sword, only 6 stabs needed for each of these 2 phases.
Yeah, he's already in phase 3, already halfway through phase 3, pulling out those silvers. Now I guess he's 4 silvers into Ganon to finish it off. One more hit, and Ganon's down.
Yep. Assuming he makes it across that bridge, get ready to put your 1G in chat for Solski.
So he needs to basically run from the pyramid, head to the lower right part of the map to get to Meridia, take out Dragon, and then he can go for Mother Brain. Andy, meanwhile, still has quite a bit to go, I'd say, between Ganon and Trinex. He's probably got about 8 minutes until he's through Ganon. And I'd say Solski's going to be through Dragon in about 3 to 4 minutes. Through Dragon and basically back into Link to the Past so he can save and quit and head to his ship in Metroid. Alright, Solski almost on his way to Dragon, and he's got Trinix down, he's going for GT. Right, Andy's about to enter GT. As long as he goes right away, he will get his small key, big key, and head upstairs.
I know anyone who skips the Room of Hope. Yes, about the music when using the Meridia portal. There's none of the nearby rooms elicit a music change in the game. Whereas all the other portals connect to places that cause a music change upon entering.
And that's Dragon down. Andy has his big key, starting his climb. At this point, even if Andy were to get through GT before Solski gets to Turian, basically at this point, it's Solski's race. Not only is he going to get to Turian first, he's got that ice beam to make the first rooms of Turian go much faster.
Solski would have to take a death on Mother Brain.
Yeah, that's basically the only way he's going to be in trouble at this point.
Maybe even 2 deaths. There's even enough time for him to save the animals.
Alright, Solski back at his ship, going straight for Turian. No refills needed. Alright, Andy continuing through the gauntlet. Solski entering Turian.
Ice beam, these Metroids are gonna go down fast.
Yeah. 1 ice shot, 1 super missile. Solski doesn't have the full beam combo because we never found wave beam, but he has everything else.
And he's still working his way through Ganon's tower. Well, this is the second Metroid room down. 2 rooms to go for Solski. Alright, now that was the 4th one. It's baby time.
Well, Andy's got Moldrum 2 down. Not gonna hover the gap, gonna do it the normal route. I think he wanted to check that chest, that's why.
Taking Norm's last possession. 3 bombs.
Well, let's see if Solski gets baby skip. I think it's a little trickier without wave. Nope. Unfortunately, without the wave beam, he didn't have the width on the beam to get through that quick.
Yeah, you have to get some very precise shots off if you don't have wave.
Well, Andy's got Aga 2 down, going for Ganon next. I mean, this race could still get interesting if Solski makes a mistake on Mother Brain, though it doesn't look likely.
That is many health to. That is many E-tanks. So unless there's some sort of botched stand-up glitch. And we get this up skip. Without wave beam, you do have to freeze that Rinka from the bottom. Just a bonus piece of trivia for you guys.
Here's Mother Brain Phase 1. And there's Mother Brain Phase 1 done. You know, Andy's on Ganon Phase 3. Solski taking his time unloading charge beam after charge beam into him, into Mother Brain. Well, Andy just needs another arrow shot. Or 2. There he goes. He's through Ganon. He'll be on his way to Mother Brain. But Solski's already got the catch-up beam coming out.
Get 1G in chat for Andy. He has killed Ganon.
I think Solski's going for stand-up glitch.
Cutting it a little close there.
Alright, now while the baby Metroid's refilling Solski's health, he can get some shots into the head, make the final phase of Mother Brain a little faster.
If you have full beam combo and you do this perfectly, you get Mother Brain down to 1 hyper beam shot.
Unfortunately, it only has 3 of the beams, so won't be able to get quite that far, but still can get a good amount of damage in. This phase going pretty well, and down goes Mother Brain. Solski is an escape away from winning this first match in this best-of-3 series.
Now, we know he has time to save the animal, but he doesn't. Which is why we so rarely see them get saved, because no one wants to lose a race, because they chose to save the animal. On Andy's side, we can see the power bomb strat for the Metroids. It is slower than using the ice beam.
Meanwhile, without this speed booster, Solski has to do this a more traditional way. And I guess I don't know if traditional is the right word there, because speed booster is not a glitch or anything.
Get a little bit of moonfall right there.
Have to do a wall jump up the shaft since you don't have the speed booster. While Andy's at the baby Metroid.
Now it is worth pointing out this is merely one game in a best of 3. Tomorrow, at the same time, we'll have game 2. And should Andy win that one, there will be a game on Monday.
We got first Solski has to officially finish this one out.
As predicted, he is saving the frames.
And there we go. Solski officially finishes in first place with a time of 2 hours, 43 minutes, and 47 seconds, remaining undefeated in this tournament.
You can give you a second G to Solski now.
We'll see if Solski is going to join us in chat here to discuss this seed. Well, Andy has to go through this normally. He does not have Speed Booster or Ice Beam, so I don't think he can do the skip.
Yes, there is no known Zebetite skip without Speed Booster or Ice.
That's phase 1 down for Andy. He's going into phase 2. And Andy, he's putting up a really good time in this seed. This was basically all dungeons on the Link to the Past side for him. The unfortunate part was it wasn't an all dungeons required seed, and that's
no, but sub 3 hours for an all dungeons combo is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very few people can do that. Indeed, a lot of people have trouble getting sub 3 at all in this combo randomizer. I've only barely done it a couple of times myself. There's a spave. Andy cleared out everything. He was looking. You're part of the problem with the ice on is it can be anywhere. It happened to be an ice palace, which Andy is known for liking the Go mode. The Go mode Ice Palace is a significant time save.
Yeah, though I don't know, like going pod over Ice Palace, I don't know if that by itself hurt him. I don't think that's the
That may
time
not have been the
difference
best
here.
play, although the Thieves Town play was definitely reasonable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it is worth mentioning again. Andy didn't make any bad decision in this. Even his decision to do Aga 1 was not a bad decision at the time because it was do a couple of one-off checks versus go through Aga 1 where you have access to a full pod, a full hype cave. There was a lot he could have accessed at that point by going through Aga 1. So even that was not a bad decision. We just had the one seed in, I don't even know what would be right to say, like 10, 20,000, where both Agahnim and Sick Kid had a glove. And Andy's got Mother Brain down. Now he has to do his escape. Yeah, similar to Solski, since Andy never found Speed Booster, gotta do this a little bit slower. No Shine Sparks for the escape. Yeah.
And I believe joining us here right now is Solski. Congratulations on your win.
Thanks, guys.
So this was an interesting little seed.
It was a thing.
It was bad.
I agree.
Well, we already have Andy in here joining us as we're watching him finish up on stream. So
Yes.
we have to start by asking about this. The placement of those two gloves.
We
So
knew
dumb.
that Agahnim or Sick Kid, that one of them had to have some glove or lead to a glove. But both of them having a glove was quite silly.
I don't think either of them had to, with where Moon Pearl and Master Sword were.
Well, the Moon Pearl was logically locked behind needing the back of escape key. Because how key logic works. We had a big debate in chat about it, and someone came in and clarified.
Moon Pearl was in the second blue guard chest, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't need an extra key. Zelda Cell needs the extra key.
Correct.
So Aga was definitely in logic with the Hera sword, at least.
In any case, it did turn out that both those one-off checks had the glove.
Yeah.
You were worried that you weren't going to see Titan Smiths for quite some time until you got that book and swamp.
Yeah, I felt really behind. As you saw with the Ice Rod, Liz Turtle Rock play, and then the pod play right after into Pedestal.
Just to record it for chat, Andy's official time was 2 hours, 49 minutes, and 42 seconds.
And thank you for the additional logic clarifications.
But man, This thing Ice Beam was really funny. Finding out where it was after we both finished.
Yeah, Andy's asking me, he's like, "Where's Ice Beam?" I'm like, "Back 3." He's like, "Back 3 of what?" Rip.
First things I thought of was like Ice Armos. I'm like, why would you go to Ice Armos? And then I thought Sahashal. I'm like, no, I did Sahashal this time. God. Yeah, this seed could have been like a super fast seed if you get an early glove and then you just kind of like play what it gives you. Like Kane and Hookshot, be like, okay, well, Ice Palace is guaranteed full in logic. Let's go there. And then you get go mode, basically. This could have been real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we never did find Speed Booster.
I think my big mistake in the seed was pressing on the lower Norfair, just because I knew I found high jump at wave, and I was like, all right, well, I guess that's the green light. And that was like more or less my big play, but it was just, it fell apart in 2 spots. I actually had to get the tank at Hodo Ruby because I didn't have enough for Crystal Flash, and I was on Varia only, so if the Key Hunters didn't want to play nice at 3 Musketeers, I would have been ripped, so I just figured I'd waste the minute and get that versus a death and losing 10 minutes, so it was pretty slow, but yeah. Once I got into Dark World, though, that's where kind of all clicked, with just finding everything really fast, which was great.
See,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you, Andy, that you had an unfortunate number of blue balls in your Agahnim.
Oh god, I had 7. It was awful.
Chat counted 8, but
I think it was 7, but it might have been 8. I don't know. I wasn't counting.
it was still awful.
You know, we're also looking at your item collections. 165 versus 211.
Yeah, that's a feels good.
Yeah.
I collected a ton of missiles early because there was only like 1 super pack for the first 30 minutes of everything. So I had like 55 missiles and 5 supers and 5 power bombs pretty early. So that's probably a lot of it.
Yeah. Like you said in IRC, it was definitely a 210 seed. Like, if I follow logic and not go lower Norfair, like, this is probably really, really quick for me. But
I was waiting for a dot done for so long.
Same, actually.
I killed Ganon, I'm like, how is Solski not done yet? What is happening?
So I had in my head, I'm like, if he did Aga, then I probably got a chance. But if he went to either Agahnim or Sick Kid, then I was hoping you just went to Sick Kid only and then left Agahnim, but it turns out you just didn't do both. You went to Aga, which really saved my bacon this seed. Because, like you mentioned, if you get like early Titans, the route is so clean at that point. Like, your decision making's like go to Crystals, and sure enough, Swamp Desert Ice are immediately available. So.
There was definitely a lot of back and forth in the race as far as who we thought was in the lead based on what items had been found. It wasn't until you picked up the Ice Rod and Gravity Suit and Ice Palace that we realized that Solski was at a definite lead. Because we knew where the Bombos was at that point.
Yeah, so, Andy, on your side, was the decision to dive Pendants just because you felt behind, or
Yeah, pretty
were you
much.
just trying to... Okay.
Going up to, I kind of like really wished Bombos wasn't on Death Mountain because I definitely wouldn't have gotten into Turtle Rock if it wasn't. But when it was, I was like, all right, you know, Gravity could be in here, Ice Rod could be in here, and you know, I probably need something like this to pay off for me to have a chance.
Yeah, and
Well, fortunately, you get another chance tomorrow.
Yep. 5th day in a row of tournament races. Feels good.
Solski, at this point, I think you're 9-0 in this tournament. I mean, how are you feeling about that?
It's dumb. I mean, the second I take a loss, I'm just gonna be out of this tournament. So, all right, we're just gonna start losing now to even it out. But yeah, no, it's been a pretty crazy ride. I'm not expected to go undefeated in this tournament with so many good names in it. And like, I think in this one, I'm not afraid to say it was like 100% luck. in this one. Just how Dark World panned out for me and the items. Like getting the gloves was like the play, and then basically found everything fell in my lap. So that was what really caught me back up. And a number of things could have went wrong in my seed. Like Andy was chasing Ped, he could have found like Ice Rod and Pod, or he could have found other items at that point that he just unfortunately didn't. So feels good, but I'm just trying to not let it impact me at all and just kind of take it race by race.
So, yeah, as you guys are going into Game 2 tomorrow, obviously it's never, you can never really predict the seed before it starts, but I mean, how do you feel going into it?
I feel fine. Again, it's just like every other seed, really. Me and Andy have raced a lot, so our back and forth record is like really, really close, and we always finish within like 10 of each other. So I know it's usually going to be coming down to one of us losing in a Turian. Basically, that's about it.
Yeah. I guess personally, I'll probably hope for the SM heavy seed. But I mean, even still, Solski and I are real close in both games, execution wise. So, you know.
Fair enough.
I hope everyone shows up tomorrow. Match starts at 2:30 Eastern, and just like it did today, so it'll be another great game. I also want to thank our tracker, Mind of Me. You did a great job keeping us straight, even if you were bored for the first 10 minutes of the seed, because they didn't find anything in Kakariko.
Yeah, that's another question you ask. I mean, that start of that seed was really, really, really low until you hit Mini Moldorm. So, well, I think Solski had that little incident in Mini Moldorm. I don't.
God, yeah, that was a thing. So what happened? I'll explain for Andy. Is I'm going for the middle Moldorm, and then he's not playing nice. So I finally kill him, and then I'm lining up for the left, and sure enough, the bottom left Moldorm gets through to the middle, and I don't notice it in time. So he basically popped me into a pit, and I took double hearted damage, and I died.
Nice.
And then like my re-entry was like just as bad. Like they were dodging every bomb. It was crazy.
What a video game.
I want to thank both of you racers for putting on this wonderful show for us, and everybody in chat for showing up.
Yeah, as well as thanks to as you said, thanks to our racers, and thanks to Lachlan as well for joining on comms today.
And you, Brewers fan.
Yep, definitely a good time. Make sure to come back everybody tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern. Watch Game 2 of this. See if either Solski advances to the championship or Andy ties it up.
Now we get to have a Game 3, which I believe will happen on Monday. Time to be determined.
Yeah, for now, everyone have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Take care, everybody.